When people leave your life, it often feels like something essential has been taken away from you. Relationships, whether friendships, family bonds, or emotional connections, form a deep part of your identity and sense of stability. So when they disappear, the silence they leave behind can feel overwhelming. But within that silence lies a powerful truth. When people leave, Allah remains. Human beings are temporary guaranteed. They change, they drift, they disappoint, and sometimes they walk away without explanation. But Allah is constant. He does not come and go. He does not abandon. He does not forget. While people's loyalty may fluctuate, Allah's presence is unwavering. This realization, though often born out of pain, becomes a source of deep strength. It shifts your dependence from creation to the Creator, from something fragile to something eternal. When everything around you feels unstable, understanding that Allah remains gives you a new kind of grounding. You begin to see that what you lost was never meant to be permanent, and what you still have, your connection with Allah, is the most secure foundation you could ever hold on to. This doesn't mean the pain disappears instantly. The human heart still feels hurt, confusion, and even betrayal. But beneath all of that, there begins to grow a quiet certainty. You are not truly alone. The absence of people exposes the presence of Allah in a way that comfort never could. When life is full of noise and companionship, it's easy to overlook that presence. But when everything quiets down, when distractions fade, you start to feel it more clearly. That stillness becomes a space where your relationship with Allah can deepen in ways it never did before. Loneliness, then, is not always a punishment. Often, it is a doorway to divine closeness. It is a state that forces you inward, stripping away distractions and pushing you to confront yourself and your Creator. In a world that constantly encourages external validation, seeking approval, attention, and companionship, loneliness redirects your focus back to something far more meaningful. It invites you to sit with your thoughts, to reflect on your purpose, and to reconnect with Allah in a more sincere way. When you have no one left to turn to, your heart naturally turns upward. And in that turning, there is a kind of purity that is rare. Your do becomes more honest, your tears more meaningful, your reliance more genuine. In moments of loneliness, you begin to realize how much of your emotional energy was once tied to people. You depended on their presence to feel secure, their words to feel valued, their attention to feel seen. But when that is taken away, you are left with a question: who are you without them? And more importantly, who is there for you when they are gone? The answer, though simple, carries immense depth. Allah is there, not in a distant or abstract way, but in a deeply personal and intimate sense. He knows what you feel without you having to explain it. He understands the weight in your chest, the thoughts that keep you awake at night, the silent tears you wipe away. You don't need to perform for Him or hide your Arabic dada, Arabic gain, Arabic in, Arabic for. You can come exactly as you are, broken, confused, exhausted, and still be heard. This is what makes loneliness a doorway rather than a dead end. It pushes you into a space where your relationship with Allah becomes your primary source of comfort. Instead of reaching out to people who may or may not respond, you begin to reach out to the one who always responds, though not always in the way you expect. You start to find peace in prayer, not because your problems disappear, but because you feel understood. You begin to see that your loneliness is not empty. It is filled with an unseen presence that is more real than anything else. And slowly that presence starts to replace the void that people left behind. There is also a transformation that happens within you during this process. Loneliness teaches you resilience. It forces you to stand on your own, to develop a kind of emotional independence that is rooted in faith rather than people. You begin to realize that while human connections are valuable, they are not meant to be your ultimate source of strength. That role belongs to Allah alone. When you internalize this, your perspective on relationships changes. You no longer cling to people out of fear of being alone. Instead, you appreciate them while they are present, knowing that your true support system does not disappear when they do. At the same time, loneliness softens your heart. It makes you more empathetic, more aware of the struggles others might be facing. When you have experienced the weight of isolation, you become more compassionate towards those who are going through similar feelings. You understand what it means to feel unseen, unheard, and forgotten. And this understanding brings you closer not only to people but also to Allah, because you begin to reflect one of His attributes, mercy. Your pain then is not wasted. It shapes you into someone who can carry both strength and compassion. Another important aspect of this journey is trust. When you have no one left, trusting Allah becomes less of an abstract concept and more of a necessity. You don't have the luxury of relying on people, so you are forced to rely on Him. And in that reliance, you begin to see how things unfold in ways you could not have planned. Doors you thought were permanently closed begin to open. Strength you didn't know you had starts to emerge. You find yourself getting through days you once thought would break you. And through it all, there is a quiet realization. Allah has been taking care of you all along. This doesn't mean that loneliness becomes easy. There will still be moments when it feels heavy, when you wish you had someone to talk to, someone to share your thoughts with. But even in those moments, there is a shift in how you experience that loneliness. It is no longer a space of complete emptiness. It is a space where you are accompanied by the awareness of Allah's presence. You may still feel the absence of people, but you also feel the presence of something greater. And that presence brings a kind of peace that human companionship alone cannot provide. Over time, you begin to see that what you once feared, being alone, was actually a gift in disguise. It gave you the opportunity to build a relationship with Allah that is not dependent on circumstances. It taught you that your worth is not defined by how many people are in your life, but by your connection with the one who created you. It showed you that even when everything else is stripped away, you are still held, still guided, still cared for. In the end, the journey from having people to having no one is not about loss alone. It is about redirection. It is about being guided away from temporary attachments towards something eternal. It is about learning that while people may come and go, Allah remains. And in that realization, loneliness transforms from something painful into something meaningful, a path that leads you closer to the only one who truly stays. Allah removes people from your life not always as a punishment, but often as a form of protection and redirection. At the moment it happens, it feels like loss. It feels like something valuable has been taken away without your consent. You question why certain relationships had to end, why certain people changed, or why distance suddenly replaced closeness. But what you don't immediately see is the wisdom behind that removal. Allah sees what you cannot see. He knows what is hidden in hearts, what lies ahead in the future, and what impact certain people may eventually have on your faith, your peace, and your growth. Sometimes the very people you are holding on to are the ones silently draining you, pulling you away from your purpose, or becoming a barrier between you and Allah. Their presence may feel comforting, but it may also be limiting your spiritual progress. When Allah removes someone, it is often because their role in your life has ended. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people are only meant to teach you lessons, to shape your character, or to be part of a specific chapter in your life. Holding on to them beyond that point can cause more harm than good. But because you are emotionally attached, you may not have the strength to let go on your own. This is where divine intervention comes in. Allah removes them for you, even if it hurts, because He knows that your heart deserves better, your soul needs more, and your journey requires something different. What feels like rejection from people is often protection from Allah. There are also moments when Allah removes people to create space. Space for something better, something healthier, something more aligned with your purpose. If your life is already full of distractions, unhealthy attachments, or relationships that pull you away from your deen, there is no room for growth. By removing certain individuals, Allah clears that space. At first, that space feels empty and painful. You miss the conversations, the companionship, the familiarity. But gradually, that emptiness becomes an opportunity. It allows you to rebuild yourself, to reconnect with Allah, and to realign your priorities. It gives you the chance to become someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded in faith. Another hidden aspect of this removal is that it teaches you detachment from the dunya. Human beings naturally become attached to people, often placing them at the center of their emotional world. You start to rely on them for happiness, for validation, and even for a sense of identity. But when those people are removed, you are forced to confront a deeper truth. Nothing in this world is permanent. Everything is temporary, including relationships. This realization is not meant to make you cold or distant, but to help you love in a balanced way, without losing yourself, without making others the source of your ultimate fulfillment. It redirects your Arabic kaf, Arabic lam, Arabic ba back to Allah, the only one who is permanent and unchanging. At the same time, this process strengthens your trust in Allah's plan. You may not understand why certain people had to leave, but as time passes, clarity begins to unfold. You start to see things you didn't notice before, the red flags, the emotional exhaustion, the ways in which those relationships may have been holding you back. You begin to realize that what you thought was good for you wasn't actually beneficial in the long run. And with that realization comes a sense of peace. You stop questioning why did they leave and start understanding why they had to leave. That shift in perspective transforms pain into acceptance and confusion into trust. When no one understands you, Allah fully understands. This is one of the most comforting yet profound truths you can hold on to during moments of isolation and emotional struggle. Human beings, no matter how close they are to you, have limitations. They can only understand what you choose to express, and even then, their understanding is filtered through their own experiences, biases, and emotions. There will always be parts of you that remain unseen, thoughts you cannot fully articulate, and feelings that others simply cannot grasp. This can make you feel deeply alone, even when you are surrounded by people. But Allah's understanding is not limited in any way. He knows what you conceal and what you reveal. He understands the thoughts that cross your mind before you even become aware of them. He knows the depth of your pain, the reasons behind your Arabic hate, Arabic wow, Arabic fa, and the intentions behind your actions. You don't have to explain yourself to Him because He already knows. This kind of understanding is not just intellectual, it is deeply compassionate. Allah does not just know what you are going through, He knows how it feels for you. He is aware of your struggles in a way that no human being can ever be. This realization changes the way you seek comfort. Instead of constantly trying to find someone who will get you, you begin to turn towards the one who already does. You stop feeling the pressure to explain every detail of your pain to others because you know that there is someone who understands it completely without needing any explanation. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself from people, but it shifts your expectations. You no longer expect humans to fulfill a role that only Allah can fulfill. You appreciate their support, but you don't depend on it entirely. There is also a sense of Arabic Hamzata Talif, Arabic Meme, Arabic Noon that comes from knowing Allah understands you. When people misunderstand you, judge you, or make assumptions about your intentions, it can be deeply frustrating and hurtful. You may feel the need to defend yourself, to correct their perception, or to prove your sincerity. But when you truly internalize that Allah knows your heart, those misunderstandings lose their weight. You become less concerned with how people perceive you and more focused on your relationship with Allah. You find peace in the fact that even if the entire world misjudges you, the one who truly matters knows the truth. In moments of deep emotional struggle, this understanding becomes a source of Arabic kaf, Arabic wow, Arabic tet marbuta. When you are overwhelmed with thoughts, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Noon, Arabic Elif, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Keen, Arabic Rat, Arabic Him Satatalif, Arabic Soon, Arabic Soon, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Shah, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Shah, Arabic Sheen, Arabic Sen, Arabic Shah, Arabic Hit, Arabic Shen, Arabic Ken, Arabic Shah, Arabic Sen, Arabic Shah, Arabic Han on a trot, Arabic Shah, Arabic Hit, Arabic Kennard, Arabic Hit, Arabic Hes, Arabic San. You can speak in fragments, in silence, even through tears. Allah understands all of it. He understands the Arabic Dala, Arabic in Arabic Alif that remains unspoken, the pain behind your silence, and the meaning behind your tears. This makes your connection with Him deeply personal and intimate. Over time, this awareness also helps you understand yourself better. When you reflect on the fact that Allah knows you completely, it encourages you to become more honest with Arabic Noon, Arabic Fa, Arabic Seen, Arabic Kaf. You stop hiding from your own flaws, your fears, and your Arabic hit, Arabic of Arabic Farsi, Arabic of Arabic ta. You begin to work on yourself not for the approval of people, but for the sake of Allah, who already knows your strengths and weaknesses. This creates a sense of authenticity in your life. You are no longer trying to be someone you are not. You are simply striving to be better in the sight of the one who understands you completely. Ultimately, realizing that Allah fully understands you brings a deep sense of comfort and stability. It fills the gap that human limitations often leave behind. It reassures you that you are never truly alone in your struggles, even if no one else seems to understand. And it strengthens your relationship with Allah in a way that transforms not just how you handle pain, but how you see yourself and your place in the world. Your pain is never unseen by Allah. There are moments in life when your suffering feels invisible to the world around you. You may be carrying burdens that no one else notices, silent struggles, internal battles, emotional wounds that are hidden behind a composed face. People might see you smiling, functioning, and moving through your daily routine, but they do not see the weight you carry within. This invisibility can make the pain feel even heavier, as if it does not matter, as if it is insignificant. But the reality is that nothing you experience goes unnoticed by Allah. Not a single tear, not a single Arabic hit, Arabic wow, Arabic fa, not a single Arabic lam, Arabic hit, Arabic that, Arabic tetma buta of weakness escapes His knowledge. Allah's awareness of your pain is not distant or passive. It is deeply attentive and filled with mercy. He sees not just what happens to you, but how it affects you. He knows the nights you struggle to sleep because your thoughts won't quiet down. He knows the moments when your heart feels tight for reasons you cannot fully explain. He knows the effort it takes for you to keep going when you feel like giving up. This awareness alone carries a powerful form of comfort because it means your pain is not meaningless. It is seen, acknowledged, and understood by the one whose understanding matters the most. When you truly believe that your pain is seen by Allah, it changes the way you carry it. Instead of feeling like you are suffering in isolation, you begin to feel accompanied. Your struggles are no longer just random hardship. They become part of a greater narrative that Allah is fully aware of. This awareness gives your pain a sense of purpose. It reminds you that there is wisdom behind what you are going through, even if you cannot see it yet. It reassures you that your endurance, your patience, and your resilience are all being witnessed and valued. There is also a sense of justice in knowing that Allah sees everything. Sometimes your pain may come from Arabic thought, Arabic lam, Arabic meme, being treated unfairly, being hurt by others, or being placed in situations where you had no control. When people fail to acknowledge that Arabic thought, Arabic lam, Arabic meme, it can feel deeply frustrating. You may feel unheard, invalidated, or even forgotten. But when you remember that Allah sees every Arabic thought, Arabic lam, Arabic meme, every Arabic lam, Arabic meme, every hidden injustice, it restores a sense of balance. You no longer feel the need to seek validation from people who may never fully understand or admit their wrongdoing. You place your trust in Allah's justice, knowing that nothing escapes His Arabic hit, Arabic scene, Arabic alif, Arabic ba. This belief also strengthens your patience. When you know that your pain is seen, it becomes easier to endure it with dignity. You are not Arabic ta, Arabic hit, Arabic meme, Arabic lam for nothing. Every moment of Arabic sada, Arabic ba, Arabic rat, every effort to remain strong, every time you choose to trust Allah instead of falling into despair. It all matters. It is all recorded. And even if the world never acknowledges your struggle, Allah's recognition is enough. That recognition is more valuable than any form of human validation because it comes from the one who rewards without limit. At the same time, understanding that Allah sees your pain encourages you to turn to Him more openly. You do not need to hide your struggles or pretend to be okay. You can bring your pain directly to Him in your Arabic dala, Arabic and Arabic alif, in your Arabic sada, Arabic lam, Arabic tat marbuta, in your quiet moments of reflection. You can be completely honest about what you are feeling, your fears, your doubts, your exhaustion. There is no need to filter or suppress anything because Allah already knows. This openness creates a deeper connection, one that is built on sincerity and trust rather than appearances. Silence from people is often one of the most difficult experiences to endure. When you are going through something heavy and those around you are quiet, it can feel like abandonment. You may expect support, understanding, or even just a simple acknowledgement of what you are facing. But instead, you are met with silence. Messages go unanswered, concerns go unnoticed, and your struggles seem to exist in a space where no one responds. The silence can make you feel isolated, as if your voice does not matter or your pain is not important enough to be heard. However, This silence from people can become an invitation to talk to Allah. When human communication fails, divine communication remains open. In fact, it is never closed. You are never ignored when you turn to Allah. Your Arabic dala, Arabic kin, Arabic alif is always heard, even if the response does not come immediately or in the way you expect. This realization transforms silence from something painful into something meaningful. It redirects your need for expression from Arabic alif, Arabic lam, Arabic noon, Arabic sin to Allah, from limited listeners to the one who never tires of listening. When you begin to use that silence as an opportunity to connect with Allah, something shifts within you. Instead of waiting for people to respond, you start initiating conversations with your Creator. You speak to Him about everything, the things you cannot say to anyone else, the thoughts you are afraid to express, the emotions that feel too overwhelming to share. This kind of communication is deeply freeing because it removes the fear of judgment, rejection, or misunderstanding. You are speaking to the one who already knows, who already understands, and who responds with mercy. There is also a purification that comes with this shift. When you rely less on people for emotional validation and more on Allah, your intentions become more sincere. Your relationship with Him becomes stronger, not because everything is easy, but because you are choosing Him even in difficulty. The silence that once felt empty becomes filled with moments of reflection, Arabic dala, Arabic tain, Arabic caliph, and connection. It becomes a space where your faith grows, where your Arabic kaf, Arabic lam, Arabic bas softens, and where your reliance on Allah deepens. This does not mean that human support is unnecessary or unimportant. People are a blessing, and companionship is a natural part of life. But when their silence becomes overwhelming, it is a reminder that they are not your ultimate source of comfort. Their presence is temporary and their ability to support you is limited. Allah, on the other hand, is always available. His silence is not neglect. It is Arabic heat, Arabic cat, Arabic kaf, Arabic meme, Arabic tetma buta. Sometimes He delays responses to deepen your patience, to strengthen your trust, or to guide you towards something better. Over time, you begin to see that the silence of people was not meant to break you, but to redirect you. It was meant to bring you closer to Allah in a way that constant human interaction never could. It teaches you that while people may not always be there to listen, Allah always is. And in that realization, the silence loses its Arabic gaf, Arabic dala, Arabic ta to hurt you in the same way. It becomes a bridge instead of a barrier, a path that leads you away from disappointment and towards a deeper, more fulfilling connection with Allah.